My name is Yvette Jones, and I am the Chief Communications Officer for Douglas County Government, and it gives me great pleasure to stand before you on behalf of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners and, of course, our County Administrator, Dr. David Corbin. You will hear from our commissioners in just a bit about what a monumental day this is. This is an important and pivotal milestone, and it gives us great pleasure to invite you here today to celebrate this moment with us. You don't see it now, but we do have the ribbon and the scissors, and so we are gathered here today for a ribbon cutting for this Lee Road project. And before I go any further, it brings me pleasure to invite to the podium and microphone our phenomenal, and you know I don't say this lightly, and I say this often to his face as well, our phenomenal Managing Director of Transportation Services, Suleiman Rana, to talk about this moment, the importance of it, and what it has taken us to get here today. Director Rana?
Well, thank you, Yvette. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here on this hot day, but at least it's not raining. So we'll get started. Today's ribbon cutting means a lot to us as a department, but it also represents the strong operating mechanism that this board and county administration has established. Today we're looking at about 3 miles of roadway widening completed at a value of over $20 million. The construction of this project started shortly after I started working for this county, so it was personal. With complexities and challenges that we had to manage, I'm proud to have led a team of such dedicated and technically excellent professionals that are here in the audience standing behind you. So I'd like to stop for a moment and recognize all of the DOT staff members, the contractors, and the engineers that are standing here who made this project possible. Thank you. Thank you for all you did. This project, Lee Road Widening Phase 2, is a generational investment, and it will serve as a critical infrastructure to support growth, improve mobility, and support economic development for many decades to come. The good news is, this is not the end. We have 2 more Lee Road projects that are currently under design. Just north and south of the project terminuses, you'll be seeing similar expansions, and those 2 will bring similar benefits. Thank you to the board, Madam Chair, Dr. Corbin, everybody that was involved during the difficult decision making throughout the length of this project. Your support and guidance is what made today possible. To our partners at the state, regional level, especially GDOT, GRETA, and Atlanta Regional Commission for helping fund and support the execution of this project. Lastly, I want to thank you to our community for their continued support throughout this journey. And with that, I'm proud to report that the largest DOT project is now complete. Next up, we have guests from GDOT. I would like to invite the District Engineer, Paul Denard, to come to the podium and say a few words.
I can't even see my phone, but that's all right. Want to first of all bring you greetings on behalf of our commissioner and our board members. They are in their board meeting, our monthly board meeting, so they definitely wish they could have been here, and they send their regrets and regards. But we are certainly glad to be here to celebrate this momentous occasion with you. I wanted to acknowledge a couple folks. Obviously, our elected and our partnership with Douglas County. This is one of our local LET projects, and so when we do a local LET project, that means that it is a partnership project. And so that means that we team up with the county to get things done all the way from pre-construction into design, into right-of-way, and then finally into construction. So this has been a monument, a large effort throughout the years, and we're so glad to be a part of this. I do want to acknowledge some of the folks that are here, our contractor, CMES, who's worked very hard to get a lot of this stuff done. I would like to acknowledge our construction inspection folks from Jacobs, who are also here. And I do want to reaffirm again that transportation is in fact a team sport. We would not be able to get the large-scale investments around Metro Atlanta completed if it weren't for the amazing partnerships that we have with Douglas County as well as other folks. So definitely thank you for the opportunity. I will be brief, and congratulations and to many more phases of the Lee Road corridor. Guess I'll turn it back over to. All right.
Thanks for those kind words and for your partnership, of course. And so now I'd like to invite to the podium our chairman, Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones, to talk a little bit about this project and its impact and its importance. And as she makes her way up to the podium, I will say that as we chatted earlier, she said, oh my gosh, I remember when we were breaking ground on this. This is an exciting day to be here at this moment. And indeed it is. So Madam Chair, would you come up to the podium and offer some words, please?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon on this very hot day, and welcome. I agree with you. You cannot see your notes. You cannot. I mean, you look at them, you go, well, I'm going to have to wing it. I would like to thank you, everyone, for being here today. On behalf of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners and myself, we are delighted to be here today to commemorate and cut a ribbon on a project that's a 40-year wait in Douglas County. We've been waiting quite a long time. Certainly when I first came into office, we put a Band-Aid on it temporarily, about a $500,000 Band-Aid on it to move this particular road forward. It was real, it needed paving. It was just awful, but we took care of it, and temporarily. But today is more than just something temporarily. This is permanent. It's going to advance the future and for our county, and also for the commute for our county. This is monumental. I am proud to stand with certainly the Board of Commissioners, and certainly thank you so much, Managing Director Rana and your amazing team, GDOT, ARC, and all the contractors and all the construction workers who had a hand in this project. This is amazing. It is a day and a dream that has come true for Douglas County. We stand in pride today. Just to see the flow of the traffic move without any congestion warms my heart. Certainly, I am sitting within the property of District 2, and wanted to certainly allow each commissioner to have some brief words. So I'll start with District 2 Commissioner Kenna Jones and allow her to come forward. And Commissioner, I hope you don't have any notes. You can't see them. So you're going to wing it. So I am just so thrilled to be here today. And again, congratulations on this monumental project for Douglas County. And I just can't wait to put the scissors. In fact, District 2, you can cut this ribbon, and I'm going to be right beside you to pull it loose when it comes, because this is a big day for Douglas County, and I'm so proud. You have the floor, Commissioner Kenna Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will keep it very, very brief. But I do want to certainly have a point of privilege. I'm sure Commissioner Kelly Robinson is tired of my constant and consistent calls, letting him know what the updated schedule was and the progress that we were made, because I was fortunate enough to inherit this wonderful project from a commissioner who had advocated tirelessly to make sure that we were able to get an expansion like this. And I'm glad to have been here to see it through till the end, and to be able to go to DC with Director Rana and continue to advocate for continued federal funding as well as state funding to ensure that the second and third phases of this project do also go through. I also would like to send regards on behalf of our House of Representatives member Kimberly Alexander, because she's also been a really big proponent for this project, but due to an unfortunate passing in her family, she could not be here today. But Commissioner Robinson, did you want to come up and say just a few words? Can I put you on the spot for a minute? Yes, come on. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I'm just so thankful to see that the biggest economic driving engine for our state is going to be completed and open during my tenure. But I would like to turn it over to you now. Thank you. You're right in front of it.
I got it. All right. Greetings, everybody. All right. I'll be very brief. I've got to tell the story. I can do this in 3 minutes. I'm used to it. But this is a very important project. And I want to start with Director Rana. He was just coming on board, guys. And we were making a decision whether or not we should give him the #1 spot. And GDOT, all of you guys weighed in and said, give him a chance, give him an opportunity. The prior director said, give him a chance. And I'm very proud of his leadership, guys. Director Rana killed this. It was his leadership that really, came on board and had to grab this thing and go forward. But also to GDOT, and Madam Chair, I'm coming to you. GDOT, it was important for you guys also to recognize, I always tease Madam Chair, we're not the big five. We always say we were Randy and Janet Jackson. We local, but we could hold our own. But that was important because without GDOT seeing that we were putting money on the table, we didn't just have our hand out. We came with a plan, we understood regionalism, and we appreciate their support, their sponsorship, else we would have never got this done. So we appreciate you guys in recognizing us that we wanted to grow up. And of course, Madam Chair came on board, and this is signature. People want to experience their tax dollars on a daily basis, right? They want to see it and feel it. And so for that, Madam Chair, you came on board in the majority, and she grabbed it, and infrastructure is important. You got to put, this thing is expensive. It's just as expensive as public safety. And you got to balance both of them. And for Madam Chair to commit to this, it was important. And to our Commissioner, Whitney Kenner Jones, thank you for acknowledging this. Now, I hear y'all, I can't see anything. I just want to be here to see this is like the last of my body of work just to see it fulfilled because it was so important. This is one thing that the citizen says, we want to deal with this congestion. And to see this come to pass and experience it, you guys did well, to staff, to everybody, to make this come to pass. So, Madam Chair, thank you for letting me speak. Thank you, Commissioner Whitney Kenner Jones, for letting me come up, guys. But this was a collective effort. This is something you actually can be proud of. It's not sexy. It's not a community center. It's not a senior center, but it matters because you experience it on a daily basis. So thank you all, guys, for your effort. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Tell them safe travel is sexy. Okay.
Certainly, I would be remiss not to allow our Commissioner Martin Raxton of D3 come up. And congratulations on your big win last night. Let's give him a hand. Woo! So, Commissioner, I know you always have a few words, and I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to shed some light on what you've experienced with Lee Road. You have the floor.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Again, it is great to be here, and I am just so happy to be able to serve on a board that really treasures and really values infrastructure. And again, this is our largest infrastructure project that we've had in Douglas County. So under this great administration, under all of the leadership of our managing director, Suleiman Rana, all the other team members that have come and collectively made this to fruition, this is going to be absolutely a game changer for Douglas County. So I am so happy for our residents. I know there's more faces to come because we're working to ensure that we're addressing the concerns of the congestion that we're building up here in Douglas County, and this is yet one example of us investing in our community. So with that, congratulations to District 2, Commissioner Whitney Kenner Jones, congratulations. I'm so happy for this coming under your watch. Commissioner Kelly Robinson, thank you for having that vision, getting this kicked off. And Madam Chair, thank you for allowing us to get this over the finish line. And I know that we have much more to come. So again, this is great to be here, and I look forward to cutting that ribbon. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Raxton. And I certainly would be remiss if I did just have the county administrator who has always been here. County administrator, if you could just come forward for just 1 second, because you are the numbers cruncher. As we, he guides us in sometimes when if it's tight, he always make it right. So I just want to make sure that he has a few words. Dr. David Corbin, you have the floor.
No, thank you. No, thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate the opportunity to be here The big thing I want to make sure I stress is the collaboration that we've had and the board support from you and all the commissioners. One thing I do want to disagree, not necessarily disagree with Commissioner Robinson about, is my job was sometimes a lot easier because y'all have to make these tough decisions when there are limited resources. You know, we stayed with the project. It got done. There's more to get done. But a lot of times these projects carry over from prior commissions. And I just want to make sure, you know, to take this moment to acknowledge Commissioner Robinson and all of you at times. There's going to be stuff that we start and don't finish. We may or may not be here, but I think that legacy is in place, and this project's going to be impactful for a number of years to come. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Managing Director Rana. Did a great job. To all of the staff. Thank the community for their patience, because this has been going on for quite a while, and I still expect great things going forward. And I want to thank again you commissioners for your board support. We've got a lot to get done in Douglas County, and we're going to face it head on, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, I yield the floor back to you, Ms. CCL.
I would just like to echo and put a nice bow on this for this audience. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Director Rana. He is not Georgia Engineer of the Year for nothing. He makes things happen, and oftentimes, plenty of time, saves us money in the process. We appreciate you. All right, now for the moment we've all been waiting for. We're getting ready to cut the ribbon. I am going to yield to my wonderful team to give us a little bit of direction about where they want us standing for the best optimal shots, and then we'll get a little practice 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna cut this bad boy and wish everybody well. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. We appreciate you.
3, 2, 1.